Right, hello. Welcome back to another episode of Incident Exposure. It's a little vlog that I make telling some stories about my journey in photography and filmmaking and some thoughts about the industry and where it's going, and just basically have a little chat about how I'm feeling about things, if that's of any interest to anybody. So I'm here on Penghu Island. I've come out to do a shoot for an event called Ironman. I don't know if anybody's heard about the Ironman event. It's something that I got into 3 years ago, and I just got asked to do it, and I thought, well, I'm not doing anything else, I'll just go along. It's a sporting event, it might be a bit of a laugh. And when I got here, that was my attitude. And when I left that day, I realised that people are amazing, and the Ironman brings out the best in people. It's very inspiring. Watching the people do it, I find it very inspiring. So I just love to see people push themselves. So if you're not familiar with Ironman, it's like an ultra triathlon. So it starts with a swim, ocean swim here in Penghu. It's an open water swim. It's 3.8 kilometers. I know this is not about the industry, but let's just bear with me a second. And then after that, you do a 180 kilometer bicycle ride. And after that, you do a 42.2 kilometer run. So a marathon, essentially. All in one day. You have 17 hours or something to do it in. 17 hours and 15 minutes. It's grueling. It's hot here. Last year it was so windy they had to change the course. It wasn't overly windy yesterday, but it was hot. And just standing and taking photographs is tiring enough, let alone going and doing all of the running around and the rest of it. So when I'm taking the pictures of these people, I'm telling them, oh, you're awesome, you're amazing, you look great, you're doing well. And then I see them at the end and they remember me. Oh, I see you, and they appreciate it, and I appreciate them. The effort they put in is phenomenal. But the one thing I do find interesting, when you're at the finish line and you watch the guys come across, they look at their time. When you watch the girls come across, it's not 100% this is the rule, but when you watch the girls come across or the women come across, they just celebrate their achievement. And I think that's really important, that we should just be celebrating our achievements. So well done to them. And it doesn't matter how big or small your achievement is, you should be celebrating it. So, give yourselves a good pat on the back for whatever it is that goal you've reached, or whatever it might be. Make sure you celebrate and congratulate yourself. Otherwise it goes unnoticed. And we don't give ourselves enough credit for these things. It's very hot today. It's 7:30 in the morning. It's probably already about 25, 27 degrees centigrade. And it's very sunny, so sorry, glasses on. They're not my favourite glasses, it's just the ones I bring when I'm travelling. They go on when I've got the scooter helmet on and protect my eyes in the sunshine. But what do I want to talk about? What's everyone talking about? Artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence in photography and filmmaking. I see constant discussions and posts on LinkedIn, talking in the community about it. And is it a good thing or a bad thing? And I feel like it could be a good thing, but at the moment it's really a divisive thing. And it's dividing the community into people that are purists, into people that are jumping straight onto the AI and saying AI is the future, you don't need photographers, you don't need models, you don't need actors, you just do AI, you can build everything, and it's very quick. And I think we can all agree right now, in 2026, there's a lot of quantity, but very little quality in it. I can totally see how it can work. I can see how it can bring ease to production, how it can, for now anyway, reduce costs. What cost is that? So a guy posted on LinkedIn, he said, oh, I've made this campaign, there's no models, there's no photography, there's no product other than the logo, it's all done in AI, and he was ever so proud of himself. And then I looked at it and I thought, well, where does AI get its images from? Where does it draw its information from? And the answer to that is existing images and existing models and existing people and existing clothing. And we prompt it to say, oh, look at this and get that and do this. And to say that there's no people, there's no photographs, there's nothing used in the AI, to me just feels like a bit of a lie, a bit of a misleading piece of information, because of course there is. Otherwise the AI wouldn't be able to trawl the internet and have a look and things and pull inspiration from other people's already existing work, which is another bone of contention. But it's gone on and it's looked at stuff. So to say there's no photography, no photographs, no people, no models, and it's all AI, it's kind of misleading, because as I said a minute ago, it has to draw on something. And the other thing I find interesting about AI, you know, it's probably 20 years ago, I suppose, and Photoshop was getting stronger, and people were complaining, oh, Photoshop, it's offering unrealistic images of women and it's dangerous to young girls and influential, and you know, these are unachievable things. And now here we are, seemingly ready to accept a fully AI generated person or image of a person and not complain about it and not raise these same considerations. And I find that a little bit uncomfortable. How do you feel about it? What are your thoughts about AI? Is it going to completely remove the need for creative people other than one person? I don't know if it does, and it's kind of sad, because creativity breeds creativity. So when you reduce that down to one person sitting in their room or whatever, their desk, prompting and coming up with an idea, yeah, it's great to have a singular vision, but when you have other people there to bounce your ideas off, in my experience, it always becomes richer. It enriches the experience, it energizes the set, it energizes the people, it creates thought sparks that bounce and grow and sometimes come to nothing, sometimes grow to something spectacular. And I think doing that on your own, it's not going to have the same feel. It's not going to have the same quality, not that human quality. And that's what it really comes down to. Yeah, AI can do everything you want it to do, but it hasn't got taste. It can't decide, it's a fly on my leg. It can't decide what's good or what's bad, what's tasteful, what's stylish, what's sloppy. It comes down to people. And unfortunately at the moment, people just seem to think it's exciting and they're jumping on it, and there's a world of slop. And it's damaging, because we can't see really what it can do, because the good stuff's getting lost in the noise of slop and quantity. And we have to think about quality over quantity. Now, as a client, I can imagine that you've got these products and you're thinking, okay, I need to get these done. Should I look at a photo shoot? Let's have a look at the budget. Let's have a look at the profit. Okay, AI seems to be cheaper. Let's go with AI. Let's get a guy in and we'll make some AI content. And we've seen companies like McDonald's at Christmas or whatever, was it Coca-Cola? Anyway, one of those, or maybe both of them, set up an AI-driven ad, created advert, and then pull it. And I think there's a message to be told there that people are conscientious of these things. If there's something not quite right, subconsciously I think we understand that, and it can be a real off-put. So if you're looking to build your brand, you should be really thinking about quality. I'm not saying don't use AI. I'm not saying that for a second. But what I am saying is don't disregard what comes with people. The creativity of working with people, the relationship building, the continuity, the quality, the storytelling, the growth and the story arc. You could run an advert campaign that could bring people in for years with a good story, and that can grow if you're working with the right team. And yeah, you could build that and you could say, okay, this is our story arc, how are we going to run that through AI? Let's see if we can make some consistency, and it might find things that we aren't thinking about. It might bring up some storyboards or camera angles, making those side of things faster, production side of things quicker. So we don't have to worry about all of that at the start. We can just go, this is our story, this is where we want to work from. Can you produce this? And see where it comes in for that. And that's very useful. But I think when it comes down to actually being on set and that human interaction, you need people there to build that, to look at that, to understand that, the nuance, the tiny bit of expression, the micro expression, the movement, it can't be replicated. Not yet anyway. So be careful. Don't write everything off. I'm scared that people will jump on this and go, yeah, everything's going to be AI. We don't need these people anymore. And then when they come to realise that they do want them, those relationships might be broken a little bit. And that's a very difficult thing. There might be resentment growing if that's the case. And we don't want resentment in the industry. We want harmony, celebration and creativity on all levels. And if that's with machine learning or what have you, then we'll have to, obviously this is here, right? So this is going to be part of our world and part of our creative tools, but it is a tool. It's not the answer. It's a tool and not the creator. It is a tool, and that's what we need to look at it as. Not a replacement, just a tool to be used, an extension and a growth. When I see guys saying, oh, we don't need this anymore, for me, as a photographer and filmmaker, I feel almost like it's a bit of an attack. You're old, you're obsolete. Well, I'm sorry, but if it wasn't for people like me making these images in the first place, AI wouldn't have anything to draw on. So they are symbiotic. And if you can't understand that, you're missing something very serious. If you agree with what I'm saying, let me know. If you've got comments, let me know. We've got to have a conversation about it, and everybody needs to be on board with it. We need to be very open in the industry and talk about it openly and be connected still. And so when I was speaking about nuance and those micro expressions, I'll come back to the Iron Man. Standing at the finish line, watching those people come over and celebrate that raw emotion, you're not going to get that with a machine. It cannot replicate it. It cannot have that connectivity that humans have with body language, that we see in people's faces. A smile, a wink, a little crease at the corner of the eye. We know these things. And we see them in people around the world, and it doesn't matter what language you speak. We all understand body language. So, that's my thoughts today. Is there a conclusion? I think the conclusion is communicate with each other. Be open about it, be honest. Don't cut off people's connectivity and don't underestimate what people can do and the quality that that brings and the quality that reflects in your products and how you respect your clients. If you offer them cheap rubbish, they're going to expect it's cheap rubbish. You tend to get what you pay for. And if you've spent time building a relationship with a photographer and then you just jump ship and decide I'm going to go and use AI and oh, that didn't work, I'm going to come back, expect some questions. That person's not going to feel very comfortable. Talk about it. Can we try doing this? Can we bring this guy on? Yeah, sure. Let's see if we can make this and see how that works. Let's see if we can use it to streamline our workflow, to bring costs down. And that's the last thing, costs. So at the moment, AI is subsidized. It's being sold kind of cheaply. But eventually it won't be. It's very energy consuming. So bear that in mind as well. What might seem cheap today may cost you in the future. If you believe in your product and you invest in your product and you invest in quality and you want to deliver quality to your clients, then think about, really consider the best way to do that. And the best way to do that may not always be the cheapest. It may not always be the easiest. Things that are worthwhile, right? They're worthwhile the effort. There's a big conversation happening. Everything's up in the air. There's a lot of turmoil. It's going to settle. If you're all creative, don't panic. Stick to doing what you do. Do it well. Stay in touch with your clients. Keep going till the waters smooth out a little bit. And I think there's going to be a lot of sunshine on the other side of this, and there's going to be a lot of people coming together to work together on it. And if you're an AI prompter, don't kick us out. And if you're a photographer or filmmaker, creative or graphic designer, what have you, try not to be too antagonistic or what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, come on. Too resentful? Too hostile. Don't be too hostile to these guys pushing for the AI thing and the prompting and all the rest of it. Everyone's learning. We should grow together. okay, let's stay together. Take it easy. Until the next time, instant exposure. Go back and check some others. Thoughts below. Like and subscribe. And hit the hype button, I think. I don't know. Let's see if we can grow it. There's not many subscribers, so yeah, it'd really help me out if you subscribe. You know, it would really help me, help the channel. I'm not a big channel. I'm not anything special. I'm just trying to have a conversation and keep people talking to each other. All right, just take it easy. See you soon.